Probably when the wife left us. Like, welcome to our house, and you walk upstairs, and it's just flares and flags, and they are just like straight into you. Like they're not like really standoffish. They're like, "How you doing? Thanks for coming out to see us." And it's just after that, it just blew my mind. Absolutely blew.
Hello, one and all. Welcome back to the FootyRags show on TotalSport. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, by the way, as well. It's the same usual three ugly mugs that you're going to see every week. It's got Peter here, we've got Connor here. Don't look at me.
Hello, you all right?
You're the most clapped of the three of us. Anyway. This week we're joined by a very special guest, our first guest. Yes, we've broken that guest virginity. We've got the man himself, ShirtHitsTheFan, or better known as Dan. How are you, my man?
I'm very good, Haas. Really good. Good to see you guys. How you doing?
We're absolutely delighted to have you on, my man. Did you tune into last week? I hope you did.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Tell us about yourself, for those who may not be aware of you, and if you're not aware of him, what are you doing? But anyway, tell us about yourself.
So I'm the lesser half of ShirtHitsTheFan. So two of us. Me and mate Joe. Coming towards the end of 2019, we always collected shirts all our lives, and we just thought, oh, why don't we just do like a little shirt account, and we just had a few beers, and we just thought, oh, let's do it. But we can do like little stupid stories, and then one thing led to another, and then it's just sort of escalated into an Instagram account that's sort of gone a little bit too serious, and then lockdown happened, and then we were just doing a bit more content, and we just wanted to show off our shirts, make up stupid stories, and just have a bit of fun. And we've ended up here. Yeah,
I think we've all seen your Only Fools on Horses skits and stuff like that. You're pretty well known for those at this stage. Where does that sort of stuff come from? Like, what was the thinking process behind that?
Well, we decided to do a stand for the first time. We just completely out of the blue. There was just there was a local market on, like an indoor market. We just thought, oh, let's play along. Me and Joe just got together and we just said to ourselves, oh, let's just have a little go, see how let's just try it out. We had like a week to prepare. We then said, oh, how should we do it? Should we like put a little post out? And then we just, obviously we're two Southerners, so just straight away scaled with Rodney. And then we almost just did that whole video in like, the whole thing from start to finish was 10 minutes. Like the whole idea of it, let's just shoot it. And then to do the whole bit at the end where Joe did the whole lyrics, we just thought it up, and I just started singing just towards the end of we did 2 takes of it. Towards the end of the first take, we did it, and then he remembered most of the words and forgot, and I was like, shit, we'll just do that one again. And then so we just restarted it, and it was just, honestly, it was just 10 seconds just having a laugh. That went pretty, not, I hate the word viral, but people just seem to really enjoy that side of it. So yeah, it was quite the. Yeah,
so obviously you mentioned the growth behind that, and your account has grown very rapidly. As you said, you only started in 2019, so a little under 2 years. When did you kind of realise that this was becoming more of a serious thing than a hobby?
Probably when the wife left us. No, I'd say that's a tough one, really, mate.
Or is it still a hobby? Is it still a hobby for you? Would you call this a job?
It could be more than the job. So I even got into trouble at work the other day because they just said, looked to me. The boss took me to one side and said, Dan, you need to like ease up spending time on your phone. Like, we're paying your wages here. So that was like a bit of a wake up call. So yeah, those sort of things sort of did creep in. But I don't know. It's a quite consuming hobby, definitely. That's we're up at 11 o'clock on a Friday night doing a recording of this.
Well, you put these things onto Instagram, and what's your favourite part about the sort of football shirt Instagram community, as you could call it? I guess it's a bit of a mouthful, actually.
that is big. We need to condense that. We need an acronym.
We need an acronym for sure.
I'd say DOSers. I'd say what it's the fact that it is just about shirts, and it's a really positive vibe. The fact that it's such an easy thing to love, and everyone that does it and all the people that we deal with or speak to more often and talk to more often and interact with more often, they're people who love shirts. And so it's really easy to talk about things you love with people who love the same thing. We find it's really positive. Like
kind of diverse into Twitter, because that's a very, very different beast. And I get a different vibe from that compared to Instagram. Is that why, or is it just time consuming?
Donald Trump was on Twitter. Nigel Farage uses Twitter. Katie Hopkins used Twitter.
I think we're getting the vibe here.
Not the place for you.
And they're big. Well, yeah, they're big Bordeaux and Marseille collectors, and it's not my no. I just it's there's a sort of weird vibe with Twitter where it's like an argument on a motorway with a plane and something's on fire. That's
yeah.
I just don't like it. I don't know. Just something about it doesn't feel friendly. Yeah.
Speaking about Instagram and being a bit more direct about you yourself, you're a huge Sampdoria fan if people weren't aware. Give us the background on that. Where does that come from? Because obviously Sampdoria as a club are not at the same heights that they used to be at. But again, where's that obsession span from? Because we can see you're quite the big fan.
Yeah, that went like from about a little gentle trundle along to 100 mile an hour pretty quick. So we basically a few years ago always liked Sampdoria. David Platt, main reason. Absolutely loved David Platt when I was a kid. Even went down to watch him play against Scummers down at the Dell. My dad took me to the front just because David Platt was playing for Villa at the time. I must have been 5. So David Platt was always a driver for liking Sampdoria. Then me and my mates were just looking for a weekend away. We wanted to go watch some football, and we're looking at maybe going to Germany, and then maybe we could just find somewhere else in Italy. And we're like, why don't we go to Genoa? We could watch Sampdoria. We're like, oh yeah, let's do that. It'd be really cool. Marassi is basically the Fratton Park of Italy. So we booked these flights, and we thought, in my mind, I was like, no, I don't want to. I've been to foreign football before, and you know when you go to the ground, you can see all the action going on, and you're a bit far away from it. And it's like, oh, that's really good, but you're not involved, so you don't quite get into it in the same way. You're sort of sitting on the sidelines with a shirt, going, oh, this is brilliant. Look at all that. I wanted to be that, and so we went through Facebook. We got in touch with one fan group that sent us on to another one, and it ended up we sort of spoke to about 5 or 6 people before we got to speak to the Ultra Tito Cicerone, who are the UTC. So it's there's about 4 or 5 SAMP groups. They're probably the biggest. They have the top tier of the stand, and the Fedelissimi have the bottom. And so we basically got in touch with their ultras, and they just said, yeah, absolutely, come out. And basically got in touch. One guy just said, just come meet us at this Cafe Eden on the corner. So you go to the Marassi, and as if you're walking up from Genoa, there's a little cafe on the corner there called Cafe Eden. So we went into there, and he just said, oh, just meet us at 1:30 or something like that. And we thought, yeah, let's go to the Samp shop. Let's go get up. So we went down Sampdoria Point in the main town. We've got a few shirts and stuff, and then walked up, sat in this cafe waiting, and we thought, let's just have a beer. So we just chilled out and stuff. And then, the guy comes in, a guy called Mario, and genuinely that is his name. And he's just absolutely he's fair pissed. And he's like, oh, we've had 5-6 beers, now we have an espresso, we liven ourselves up. I'm like, all right, okay, sounds good. And it just went on from there. They just treated us like family straight away. And they're like, oh, thanks so much for coming out. You got the shirts and all this sort of stuff. And then it went from being the team that I liked to just receiving this absolute, just mutual love from nowhere. And it was just amazing. So this was about 4 years ago. And then we walked down to the ground. And he's like, right, so they gave us all these little identity card ticket things. Walk us up, and they're like, it's getting a bit tense. So we walk around to the corner to another sort of bar, and this one's full of ultras. One of the guys, one of the lieutenant guys up there, he leads. They sort of divide the stand up, and into who sings not what time, and making sure everyone's singing at the same time to get the tifosi going, all this sort of stuff. And we went around to his little bar that was just. It was just rocking. It just went in there. It was just absolutely heaving. Everyone's drinking Ceres, which is this Danish 7.5% tramp killing lager, and just knocking that back. And he's like, right, now we'll go into the ground. He said, okay, walk here, like walk between us. So they obviously make sure you get anyone in who isn't sort of one of the crew quite easily. So walk through, and then he's like, right, from now on, you don't talk. And I'm like, right, okay. And we'll tell you when to talk again. We're like, right, okay, shit. So you don't just see the outside of the ground from this point. So we're walking along, and he's pointing out to these people who going, oh, those are the guys over there, don't look at them. So when someone goes, those guys over there, you go to look, and someone goes, don't look at them, and you're like, oh, like this. And you're like, that's like all FBI. They're like police. They're like, they'll just have the radios. You can tell they're like old Bill, and he just said, don't look at them. And we're just like, okay, walk through, and there's this like crunch it to one. There's like two turnstiles that go through into the south. And so we're just walking through these gates, and we're just like waiting through, and he has to wait for one of his mates to go onto the other side, and then tell the security guard to basically just not look at the camera, so to check against as you scan the ID for your photos. Mm-hmm. So we go through, and then it's like, right, you guys go through, and they just sort of shove us through, and you think it's going to be like hassle and people get pissed off, but everyone's like au fait with it. Everyone like knows the drill, and we're just like that. And we walk through, this geezer's like pads us down, like semi-pats us down. And he goes, okay, you're in our house now. This is our house. This isn't owned by like Ferrero, the owner. This is our house. It's like you just do whatever you want now. You're in our house. It's like you buy our beer, it goes to Ultras Tito Cicerone. You buy everything. It's all for them in that point. So he's like, welcome to our house. And you walk upstairs, and it's just flares and flags. And they are just like straight into you. Like they're not like really standoffish. They're like, how you doing? Thanks for coming out to see us. And it's just, after that, it just blew my mind. Absolutely blew my mind. Beat you Nazy 4-1. Just got absolutely hammered. Brilliant, just brilliant. And after that, just absolutely addicted.
My mate says like, I want you to print me a shirt if that's right. I'm like, yeah, fine. He's like, I want a Limvoid Privates from like whenever it was, 2004. Whatever. I'm like, no, I'm not doing it. I'll send it to someone else for you, but I'm not doing it.
And damn on
the subject of printing name sets, we've seen that you've just got a heat press.
Yeah.
Dan, so what is your dream press?
My dream press?
Yeah.
Well, my dream press?
No, dream name set to press on a shirt.
Oh, dream name set to press on a shirt. Okay, that's a really tough one, mate.
It's going to be a Sampdoria related one, probably.
It is actually, yeah.
Of course, yeah.
It's
or a Pompey, yeah.
Yeah, probably Sador.
I was expecting that answer. Yeah, definitely expecting that answer.
On a 95, 96, I'd say probably Sador. Yeah, that'd be my absolute dream.
And just the final question in this question round is give us the funniest or / worst sale you've ever had. In your entire time. The funniest or worst one you've ever had.
Oh, sorry. I'll tell you what. Probably funniest buy was probably trying to get one out of Brazil. And funniest sale was actually just people asking for tracking numbers. This guy in Brazil, Christ, he just would not like leave it alone. He's like, where's it sent to? And he's telling me about, I had to go to the post office and they said it's there, but I haven't had all the right details on it. And he was complaining to me about the details that I copied. I basically copied and pasted his exact information onto a sheet, printed it, stuck it to it. And he's like, oh, you didn't add this information in. It's like, this is what you gave me. I just had this massive row with this bloke in Brazil for a £30 long sleeve 2030. I couldn't believe, first off, one person bought it. Second, the guy just, the grief. Oh, mate, it really wasn't worth it. Yeah, I'd say just selling abroad. Yeah, I haven't got too many like selling stories. Usually, I buy too much, so that's mine.
Well, we'll shuffle on to our next segment, which is topic of the week. And this week we've got the teams need to diversify their branding a bit and stray away from just going Nike and Adidas. I'll come to you first. What's your thoughts on that, man? Like, do you feel like there's too many teams that just go for the big two, Nike and Adidas?
Yeah, I think it is a little bit too much, definitely, because the templates get a bit saturated. And also, I think when teams, like new brands try to come in, they just try and be a bit too weird. And one of the ones that really annoys me that don't do as many kits is Dry World. You know, the ones who did Watford about 3 years
something like that. Yeah, something like that.
They were crisp. Like they did QPR as well. They were really crisp, and you're like, please kick on, do some more kits. And it's almost like a bigger company comes along and goes, oh, share the market. can't have that. Sorry.
Mm.
And it's just, that makes me sad. I'd say it is a bit frustrating having constant Nike and Adidas, and when they just, and the two-tiered shirt system, I really don't like the whole vaping it or player spec stuff and stadium shirts. I think they just need to find somewhere in the middle, and just that's it.
Stop ripping people off. Yeah,
I'll make that limited editions. I mean, now you've got some sort of Air Max nonsense going on.
Oh, they're awful.
They're actually really badly designed as well. Like, I saw it, I was like, what's this deformed like New York Yankees looking like? What is this? Connor, give us your thoughts, man. On this whole Nike and Adidas stranglehold. As three of us are wearing Nike and Adidas.
Yeah, I was going to say I'm wearing Nike. Obviously, the question was inspired because my club Southampton on the ground with Hummel from next season, which is a little bit different and nice to see. But yeah, I'm sick of Nike and Adidas from honest. Like you say, the template's all the same. Like some clubs will do something special, but if you're like you won't understand this, that's because you support an all-rich club. But us little clubs just get the standard templates. But sometimes you get the odd club like Barcelona get a bit of a twist. But Under Armour was shite.
Well, that's like Birmingham and Portsmouth. Really, we're sharing kits all the time. By the look of it.
Well, go on, Pete. Give us your thoughts as well. You've obviously got Birmingham got Nike kits this year, haven't they?
They have, yes. Very similar to Portsmouth's kit. I think it was. Is it this season or last season, Dan?
Is it the one you've got the one with like the white
colour?
Yeah. You've got the same one as us, yeah.
On to the quickfire round, Connor. Go on, switch it in.
That's it. Let's try and make this as quickfire as humanly possible.
This is just for you, Dan, by the way. This is literally just for you. So you're the only guy who's answering here, so no pressure.
Right. Short sleeve or long sleeve?
Long sleeve.
Name set or no name set?
No name set.
Ronaldo or Messi?
Mancini.
Would you buy a mystery box?
No.
Twitter or Instagram? We know this one.
Instagram.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how much of a liar is Pele?
2.
Oh.
Would you buy a fake?
No.
Classic or modern?
Classic.
Which World League has the best kits this season?
I'm gonna go with just about Spain.
And the final one, is football coming home?
Yes.
Oh, he's right.
No, I don't believe it is, yeah.
I said it last week, I'm saying it again. It's not coming home and the waistcoat is going away.
You're so wrong.
It's not coming home, especially with Jack Grealish in the team. There you have it.
Shut your mouth. Shut up. Sick of it.
Actually, give it to Phil Foden, he'll bring it home. Right, just give it to Phil Foden. He'll do everything you need to do.
Yeah.
Anyhow, we're moving on to the next segment again. Deal of the week. And it's a shout out to Mundial Retro Kits. They've got some absolute brilliant, fantastic gear on their page right now. Jesus Christ, Atalanta and Torino especially. Spill it out for me, boys. What are we thinking on that?
Well, they have got an absolutely stunning AC Milan jacket, and I believe it is 40 quid, and that just needs snapping up. Whoever size it is, just snap it up.
Connor, give us your favourite bit.
There you go. He's even shown the card.
He's had something. No, shout out to the guy, man. He's fantastic. He
could be thrilled.
Insane stuff. But, make sure to go and check him out. He's put some insane gear up as of late.
And if you're not, let's say if you've probably never heard of Dunfermline, but that's who he supports, and he gets loads of their kits, and they're fucking lovely. They're really, really nice. So I am tempted if they weren't a fortune.
Differentiation is what everybody loves. Anyway. A massive thank you to the guys for joining me again this week. Dan, massive thank you for you joining us this week. Where can we find you, my man? Shout yourself out.
Oh, mate, you can find us at ShirtHitsTheFan83 on Instagram. And that's it, because we don't do any other format. It's just Instagram.
No Depop.
And don't forget...
I'm not here to sell shirts. I'm here to just audit, mate. So yeah.
And don't forget to watch his video with 343 on a Wednesday as well.
Yeah, shout out to that as well.
343 it's the fan every Wednesday at 8 PM. Yeah, nonsense galore. Yeah.
If you've got a few hours to spare, definitely.
A few, you mean the evening?
Just your entire evening.
You have a few hours to spare.
But yeah, no, massive appreciation for you jumping on, man. We really do appreciate it. Obviously, the other two jokers on the side here. Shout yourselves out, boys. Connor, go on.
Post shirts on Instagram and Twitter, and then myself, Duncan Connor.
And Peter, take it away.
FootyRags on Instagram, or it's at FootyRags1. Share it with Haas. FootyRags on Instagram and Twitter, I believe.
Twitter's not very active for sure.
Side of that. Yeah. And don't forget to check out our website footyrags.co.uk.
Yeah, you've got that right, my man. You need to work on that plugin skills. They're not very good.
No,
You're great at plugging up. But yeah, no, appreciate you joining me and taking your time out your evening, boys. Absolutely love it. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Helps us out. Drop a comment. Please don't compare me to Bruno Fernandes. I said it last week. I'm saying it again. Stop it. Just stop it. Jan's laughing because he's bloody saying it. Should have kept my mouth shut.
Can you take a free kick?
No, I bloody well can't. Anyhow.
Like to just have a bit of strop.
Yeah, exactly. Anyhow, make sure to check out last week's. I hope you've enjoyed this week's. We've got the king himself, Football Shirts 101, Big Sam Cornish coming on next week, hopefully. So make sure to tune into that. But for now, check everybody out. Buy some of our shit, and we'll check you out on the next one. See you later.